Hey friends, welcome back for another little bite-sized piece of inspiration, motivation, and hopefully some information so that you can live your best life from the inside out. I'm Charlene Stiles. If we haven't met, hello. Today I want to talk to you about a question that I get asked very often, and that is, why am I not seeing progress in my efforts to either lose weight or to lose fat? So what I wanted to do today is just kind of give you a blanket overview of some of the key things that I see that you need to question yourself and see if these seemingly little innocent habits may be stalling your progress. So first, let me just offer a warning or a blanket caution that we as humans are our bodies are fascinating and we are all so unique. The experiences that we've had, the traumas that we've had, how our internal systems operate, the deficiencies that we may be experiencing, the imbalances that we may have. So there's no one blanket answer for absolutely everyone. However, I do want to give you a laundry list of some of the things that you can be asking yourself if you have been on a quest to shed weight and shed fat and not seeing any results or the results that you want. So here we go. The first thing that I see quite often that I would have you check is your amount of alcohol, even if it's a glass of wine. A glass of wine every night or a few times a week can really stall your progress. You may know that alcohol is considered a neurotoxin, and it stops all, major functions in order, or pauses them in order to deal with the imposing threat of the neurotoxin and to evacuate it. So it is impossible to switch gears of dealing with the emergency of evacuating the alcohol and to burn fat at the same time. So a much better way to consume alcohol, I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud, is rather than having a little bit every night, is take one night a week, a month, of whatever your time frame is, and have a couple of drinks that time and plan it in advance rather than a little bit on an ongoing basis. I'm sorry, I'm going to give you a laundry list and not get into the explanations, but you can do that at another time. All right, so wine at night or wine with dinner every night consistently. Having sweetness in your drinks, whether it's your teas, your lattes, even juicing fruits and or vegetables, or juicing a combination of those two. If you haven't watched the previous video about sugar cravings and how to stop sugar cravings, that will explain a little bit more why this may be slowing things down for you. If you are a weekend warrior and have this mentality of you are picture perfect all week long and then you blow it and pull out the stops on the weekend, that will slow you down. If you are snacking in between meals, or if you don't have enough time in between meals for your insulin levels to level back out. So if you're eating, 2 to 3 hours in between meals, what we're really aiming for is about 4.5 to 5, even beyond like 6, like between 4.5 to 6 hours would be ideal in between meals, so insulin levels can come back to baseline. When insulin levels are high and we're eating consistently, I'm sorry, I keep explaining. Anyhow, insulin levels will cause us to store fat. So no bueno, no snacking. Make sure that you're getting about 5 hours in between meals. That would be the most ideal. If you are not eating meals that are properly balanced with macronutrients, so proteins, fats, and carbs will stall your process. Also, not having sufficient micronutrients. Micronutrients come from vitamins and minerals, so having deficiencies in this area. Also, an imbalanced microbiome. Having your gut bacteria imbalanced will slow down your progress. So feeding it things like fiber, so that's going to help us keep satiated as well. So this comes back to the macro and micronutrients, making sure those are in good balance and in harmony. If you have too much stress in your life, cortisol circulating in your body, this is a sure way and makes it impossible, 100% impossible to burn fat with high cortisol levels. It actually prompts us to store fat. If you're drinking coffee on an empty stomach, it is the same as adding more cortisol to your system. It lifts up our blood sugar levels and insulin levels. So we've got a kind of double whammy. It's increasing cortisol, but also insulin levels as well, which, as seemingly innocent as that can be, is drinking coffee on an empty stomach. What you want to do is drink that with a meal. I'm sorry that I keep explaining. I'm going to stop. Not getting enough sleep is another reason why you can be stalling your progress, or not enough quality sleep. If you are exercising too much, over exercising is going to add more cortisol and actually slow down your ability to do what you truly want, which is to shed weight and or fat. And if you are doing all cardiovascular exercise, this can also be a contributing factor. Also, if you're eating too close to bedtime. So that was just a laundry list, along with some augmented explanations in some cases, of some of the top reasons that I see when women come to me with complaints that they're not moving forward or not getting the results that they like. Again, I just want to remind you that there is no one blanket answer. There is not just one magic bullet for you to do. It's really, doing a little bit of an assessment and some detective work. You can certainly assess what your habits are, seemingly innocent habits. That might be a nice thing to do, is just kind of journal on it, like do it for a week and see where some of these little seemingly innocent patterns may be actually tripping you out. If you wanted to dive further, I do have a free resource. It's an ebook that will help you master your metabolism. It's the top 3 things that I think are going to really propel you forward to get to your goals. If you want to go even further than that and dive deeper, I do have an assessment that we can do together. I call it an energy tune-up. It's a one-shot kind of deal. We'll look at blanketly, like what's going on in your world, where you may be getting tripped up. I'll give you some suggestions and advice to move forward from that end. Of course, stick around here. We're going to dive deeper into any much deeper topics on some of these aspects, but really all in effort to fuel you so that you can feel amazing in your body and in your life from the inside out. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you next time.